Hi, this is Ellie Deutsch of Garrett Popcorn Shops at Social Media Strategy Summit Chicago. I'm interviewing Allison Kruse of K-Force, who just spoke on a bunch of really great topics and all about social policy and different ways that you can creatively use recruiting within your infrastructure. So, Allison, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you were speaking on today at Social Media Strategy Summit.
Sure, thanks. I'm Allison Kruse, like you said. I work at K-Force, and I am their Senior Manager of Social Media and Talent Acquisition. And today I was talking about empowering employees to really be those brand ambassadors. So providing them the training, the inspiration, starting with why. So, why should they be out there representing the brand? And then giving them the guidelines, the training, and the parameters to successfully do that, protecting the brand and protecting the employees too.
So a couple of really great nuggets from your session that I saw and that everybody was tweeting about. The first one was you can't put lips on a chicken. So can you speak to that? Because I think it's it was heavily tweeted, but it's something that, I thought was a really good point.
Sure. So, what I was saying is that, if you can't, basically, some people don't want to be social, and that's okay. So the whole point of, yes, we want to build up brand ambassadors in your company, but not everybody wants to be social. So don't try to put lipstick on a chicken because they don't have lips. That's kind of what that means. And find something else that does have lips. So, if employees aren't comfortable, promoting your brand and talking to your customers, interacting with them on social media, that's okay. You will have a plethora of employees that do want to do that. So, focus on them. They're ready to hit the ground running and help doing that. They're social anyways. Giving them the tools and empowering them to be social for your brand is just a win-win.
So some of the other things you were talking about, just kind of employee brand advocacy and how you build them. How do you find those specific people that work within your company to help you do that? And what do you do to train them or educate them on best practices and things that you can use?
Sure. So they're already social. A lot of the people that I've been working with so far are in the younger generation, and it's just a natural extension of their personal life. So, opening up doors for them to do that at work and to represent a job that they are really passionate about and love, it's easy. It's just right there. So by just providing the structure and the training and the encouragement, and having that encouragement coming from the C-suite and leadership, and having their backing, it's easy. It's a win-win. Like I said, it's just easy.
That's great. So another thing that came up was throwing up on a timeline. Can you speak to that? Because that was another thing that everybody loved and I saw all over Twitter.
So basically, it's, some companies set up this automated tweets, which, they'll tweet out 6 different things, all at once. And it's like somebody is throwing up on my timeline because it's just as all of a sudden, da-da-da-da-da. Unfortunately, I come from recruiting, and recruiters can make that huge mistake of just tweeting their jobs 7 at a time, and literally it's like throwing up on my timeline, and it's really, really horrible. So don't do that.
That's great. So what are kind of the key takeaways besides those 2 that you would say, for any company looking to get more social and empower their brand advocates? What are those things that you just feel to the core?
Yeah, so, consumers and customers, job candidates, they want interaction with brands. They want quick response time. They want to interact with an actual human being, not a robot. That is too large of a task for a social media team or marketing team, no matter how big the team is or how savvy or how well-equipped they are, to handle all on their own effectively. So you need employees to do that. You need to lean on them. They want to do it, give them the tools to do it, empower them, and it's a culture change for some companies, and that's okay, and it's going to take time, but it is definitely worth it.
What was the best question that you got from the audience in your session?
Well, one of the things that I started my session out with is a spreadsheet that contains a listing of all of the K-Force social media channels that are out there, and there's a lot, and not very organized right now, but the great thing about it is that there's so many people that want to be social that have just started up, different Twitter handles and different Facebook groups. And one of the best questions that I had in my session was a lady had the same situation where she's got just tons of these rogue, social media channels everywhere. How do you rein that in without demotivating the people that are doing that? Because the activity is great. It's just how do we keep it in the parameters. I likened it to bowling. So how do you have those bumper gutter, whatever they're called, right? Bumper lanes, and keep it in there. Keep it in the lane, keep it in the strategy without demotivating people. So that was a really great question of just how to do that. And what I suggested is, approach it with sensitivity so that you're not demotivating them. If they're going against your brand, if it's a ghost town, if they're misrepresenting your brand, you might have to be, carry the big stick and shut it down. So it just is case by case. So I like that question though, because I think a lot of companies are in that boat.
I agree. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time, Allison. I'm Ellie Deutsch again with Garrett Popcorn Shops, and this is Allison Kruse with K-Force, and we're signing off from Social Media Strategy Summit Chicago. So thanks for tuning in.